down!
Second suspect to custody!
Hello. Welcome back to S.W.A.T. Episode 8. The Family Man plot revealed. Deacon has plans to retire. Or he was, until Luca was shot. Luca was forced to leave the team. He couldn't come back, and Deacon didn't want to desert his buddies when they needed him the most. Only he was required to be at home. He only thought about retiring because his family had been struggling since Annie returned to work. The children weren't doing well with two working parents. They were accustomed to having someone there for them whenever they needed it, and Deacon couldn't ask his wife to quit her job when she already did so. She dropped out of law school when they married. She stayed at home with the children, and it took her years to realize she needed something more. Annie has always placed her family first. She accepted to return to law school since Deacon encouraged her to. He realized how much she needed it. He loved his wife too much to urge her to abandon her goal a second time. She has always put Deacon first. It was now his turn to be there for his family, and he was unsure what to do. He did not want his family to suffer. He also did not want his teammates to suffer. Deacon hasn't spoken with Hondo about his thoughts or retirement plans. Nichelle taught Hondo about it first. Nichelle ate lunch with Annie. They talked. Annie stated that Deacon was retiring. It was the last thing her spouse told her, so she didn't consider it a secret to keep. Nichelle later brought it up with Hondo, assuming Deacon had already addressed it to him. Hondo claimed such was not the case. He was astonished to learn that Deacon was pondering retirement. Nichelle tried to downplay it when she realized Hondo hadn't heard from Deacon, but Hondo didn't believe her. He discussed it with Deacon when they were embroiled in a hostage scenario. Some doomsday preppers kidnapped a waitress. Jeb and Grant Weber were the preparers. They were brothers. The entire family was a doomsday prepper. They believed the government was about to collapse, so Jeb kidnapped his ex-girlfriend since he still loved her. He wanted to save her. She knew he was insane. She refused to go with him, and a sheriff's deputy attempted to interfere. The brothers shot at the constable. Grant took the entire diner hostage. Jeb vanished with Kat before he could be apprehended. S.W.A.T managed to take down Grant without injuring anyone else. They then proceeded to the Weber compound to locate Kat. Cameras were everywhere. There was an electric fence around the entire property. Calvin Weber was the owner. He was both Jeb's and Grant's father. There was no wife in the photo. Infrared cameras revealed that there were 4 other people in the building besides Calvin, Jeb, and Kat. They sent in their drone. They eventually recognized Adam Edwards as the man who fired down the drone. Edwards has a lengthy rap sheet. He was a really violent individual. There was also a warrant for his arrest. He shot his ex-wife earlier that morning and then vanished with their 2 children. The ex was battling for her life in surgery. The children must be the other people they observed inside the house. Edwards was also watching Calvin's only daughter, Beth. No one in that family respects Beth. Calvin dumps on her because he doesn't believe she is as valuable as her brothers. Edwards enjoys beating her whenever she questions or bothers him. Beth became extremely crucial after Deacon entered the house with his team. They got to Kat. They adopted Edwards' young son. Deacon urged the others to accompany the hostages, and he would take Edwards' daughter. He saw her nearby. He was going to try to save her. The girl became Calvin's captive. She was used as a human shield, allowing Edwards to sneak up behind Deacon. They took Deacon captive. They threatened to kill him if everyone did not leave the land. They still believed the world was about to end. They truly believed that if they waited, the police would leave. They assumed the cops will be called away if looting begins. The Deacon knew it was not going to happen. The same is true for the journalist who has spent months preparing a piece about the family. The journalist has developed a rapport with Calvin. They sent her to his house to conduct an interview with him. Tran served as her cameraman. He captured footage from inside the residence. He also captured footage of the bunker's entrance. The journalist proved useful again. She told the team everything about Calvin's backup power system. Deacon had attempted to flee. He was halted. A gun went off, and Deacon bonded with Beth. He told her what had happened to Edward's former wife. He saw the bruises on her arm. After the gun went off, his squad checked on him. They instructed him to aim at the fuse box. The Deacon made Beth do it. She was almost caught, yet she never sought to defend herself. Instead, she sought to protect the tiny kid. The Webers were all able to survive the police raid on the bunker. Edwards was slain, and Hicks was going to speak out for Beth, since everyone thought she didn't deserve to go to prison. Tran got a date with a really attractive journalist. Meanwhile, Hondo and Deacon discussed his retirement. They discussed it both at the beginning of the standoff and after Deacon was released. He claimed he was still unsure about what to do. Hondo advised him to select what was best for his family. Hicks' statements conveyed the same idea. Powell eventually met her kid for the first time. Thank you for watching, and don't hesitate to leave a comment below.